Mexico City, or Ciudad de Mexico, is the capital of Mexico and is the country's largest city, as well as its most important political, cultural, educational, and financial center. It is located in a large valley in the high plateaus at the center of Mexico, at an altitude of 2,240 meters. As of now, the Mexico City metropolitan area population is over 21 million people. The city was originally built on an island of Lake Texcoco by the Aztecs in 1325 as Tenochtitlan, and according to legend, the gods indicated the site with a sign, an eagle perched on a cactus with a snake in its beak. Tenochtitlan was almost completely destroyed when the Spaniard Hernán Cortés decided to lay siege to the city in 1521. Although the Spanish preserved Tenochtitlan's basic layout, they built Catholic churches over the old Aztec temples and claimed the imperial palaces for themselves. Right now, there are at least a dozen major working archaeological sites within the city limit. The Basilica of Our Lady of Guadalupe is a Roman Catholic church, minor basilica, and national shrine of Mexico. The shrine was built nearby the place where Our Lady of Guadalupe appeared to Juan Diego in 1531. The basilica is considered as the second most important sanctuary of Catholicism, based upon the number of pilgrims it hosts per year, and just after the Vatican City. According to the legend, the Virgin Mary, the Lady of Guadalupe, appeared before Juan Diego asking him to go to the bishop to have a shrine built in her honor, where she could hear the prayers and weepings of the Mexicans. The bishop did not believe Juan Diego and asked for a sign. The lady arranged roses from the region in Spain the bishop originally came from in Diego's apron, and when he unfolded it before the bishop, roses cascaded down and an icon of Our Lady of Guadalupe was miraculously impressed on the cloth, bringing the bishop to his knees. To get an overview of the city, we took a city tour with the open double-decker touribus. After a while, we were not sure if we couldn't hold the camera straight. There was a slanted church, a leaning tower, and parts of some buildings looked like they are about to fall over.
Zion, baby. Real, ajá.
Y no volviste. Y como sé que te revuelve la conciencia. Mi última palabra es: ya te olvido, ya te olvido.
Serían 110 más.
Mexico City originally straddled two lakes, but the conquistadors, who built their own city adjacent to the Aztec one, brought engineers to drain the lakes. Early in this century, the fast-growing city exhausted its natural springs. Well digging began, and as the city pumped more and more water, the soil began to give away. In the early decades of the 20th century, annual sinkage in the city center averaged about 2 inches. But when it peaked at mid-century, the soil was collapsing at the astonishing rate of half a meter a year. By now the city has sunk some 10 meters, and the sinking of the soil in Mexico City is one of the biggest engineering problems any city has faced anywhere.
Gracias infinitas.
Gracias, con su permiso, su abogado. Adiós, la tapsin que salvó.
The Metropolitan Cathedral of the Assumption of Mary of Mexico City is the largest and oldest cathedral in the Americas and seat of the Roman Catholic Archdiocese of Mexico. It is situated atop a former Aztec sacred precinct near the Templo Mayor in the northern side of the Plaza de la Constitución, the Zócalo. The cathedral was built in sections from 1573 to 1813 around the original church that was constructed soon after the Spanish conquest of Tenochtitlan, eventually replacing it entirely. The cathedral has 4 facades which contain portals flanked with columns and statues. The 2 bell towers contain a total of 25 bells. There are 2 large ornate altars, a sacristy, and a choir in the cathedral. 14 of the cathedral's 16 chapels are open to the public. The cathedral is home to 2 of the largest 18th century organs in the Americas. The current Zócalo, the town square, is built on the same spot where once stood Montezuma's palace. Many of the old mansions and public buildings in the area were built hundreds of years ago, using the stones from the Aztec temples that were destroyed by the Spaniards. The Zócalo is Latin America's largest main square at over 13 acres. The Grand Hotel Ciudad de Mexico is one of the most spectacular buildings at the Zócalo. From 1908, have made it one of the most emblematic hotel museums in Mexico. Constructed in 1899 as trading center building, it would later become home to Latin America's most exclusive and lavish department store. In 1968, the building's owner at the time had the trading center turned into a hotel in view of the Olympic Games held in Mexico City that year, which is how the trading center became the Grand Hotel Ciudad de Mexico. The hotel closed in 2003 for 2 years for major refurbishment with a cost of $25 million. It reopened in 2005 as the hotel we stayed in today, retaining all those features that had made it famous during the previous 112 years of history.
Que a los lados, que abajo.
A 5 pesos los tatuajes, Fabienda, trencita de colores.
Sube, abajo, sube, abajo.
With feathered regalia, the Aztec Indian dancers performed to the crowds on Zócalo. recycling Mexican style, probably as effective as in Calgary. It is the only royal castle on the American continent, as well as the only one in North America that was used to house sovereigns, the Mexican Emperor Maximilian I and his consort Empress Carlota during the Second Mexican Empire in 1864. At that time, the castle was still located on the outskirts of Mexico City, and Maximilian ordered the construction of a straight boulevard modeled after the great boulevards of Europe to connect the imperial residence with the city center, and named it Promenade of the Empress. Following the re-establishment of the Republic in 1867 by President Benito Juárez and the end of the Reform War, the boulevard was renamed Paseo de la Reforma. Gracias, México, y
Hasta la vista.